the Tactician, the Golden Knight, Nirmen. Nirmen is one of the most dangerous and powerful beings in the Order of 13 Legendarium. A rogue protector of the god Eryos, the Golden Knight, or Nirmen as his elder name was, is the last surviving elder of the three orders of the three gods. Nirmen was the leader of the Eryosian order and won several victories for the Eryosians against the elders of Sanctia and Ra. Nirmen was the second most powerful elder after Mageia, the leader of the Sanctian order of 13, and Nirmen's true strength lay in his superior power to predict and plan. Therefore, he was given the name Nirmen The Tactician. He was quite active in the Elder Wars between Eryos, Sanctia, and Ra, when Eryos was still young. As previously stated, he won several victories against the Sanctians and Mageia, their leader, whom he considered his arch nemesis. We will not spend too much time on the Elder Wars, as they are the subject of an upcoming video, but I want to focus on Nirmen's two last battles, or the two last duels in his recorded history. Close to the year of the other people's creation, Mageia got a letter offering peace. It was sent by Nirmen, whom at the time was the leader of the mighty Eryosian faction. He offered to come unarmed and alone to Sanctia's stronghold in Magidale to discuss terms of peace. When Nirmen arrived in Magidale, he wore robes of spun gold and a hood covered his face. This was the first time he wore the robes that he would later use during the events of the Order of 13. Nirmen challenged Mageia, the mightiest in all Eryos, to single combat. If she won, he'd surrender the Eryosians to her. If he won, he would be the mightiest in their stead. He wanted to match his power against the strongest of Sanctia's demigods. Mageia accepted, but the duel ended in a draw, as the challenge had been a ruse. During the heated duel, teams of Eryosians had infiltrated the city and thrown open the gates, allowing a small force to enter unseen, as everyone's eyes had been turned to the historic duel, which had been quite the display of magical ability. The Eryosians slew many magicians and stole many Sanctian artifacts. The challenge between the Golden Knight and the Mother of Magic had ended in an Eryosian victory, even though the Golden Knight had failed to best Mageia. After this encounter, the Golden Knight fled and traveled Eryos for a time, exploring old castles and reading about spells written down by the very gods who had created Eryos. A Sanctian supporter was said to have found him, Velina, the first illusionist. No one knows much of this battle, as it was only later described by Velina herself to her disciples in what later became the Ice illusion. But rumor has it that Velina placed a curse upon Nirmen, that one of her order would one day make an illusion so cunning that Nirmen would make his plans for what is not real, and be made a fool before he is destroyed. For even though Nirmen could predict almost all, he could not tell between illusion and reality. After the rumored duel with Velina, Nirmen vanished. None heard of Nirmen the Tactician in the Elder Days ever again, as he abandoned his order and he disappeared from the pages of history. This is what we know so far of Nirmen the Tactician, the leader of the Eryosian order. Now we come to the events of the Order of 13, and a time when Nirmen would call himself the Tactician or the Golden Knight. At the time of the Order of 13, all scrolls or records of Nirmen have been lost, and no scholars know of the leader of the Eryosian order. Instead, it is believed that the Eryosian order only had 12 members, or that the last one died early in the Elder Wars. Therefore, no one knows it is Nirmen who is the Golden Knight that appears at the Erakian court the young Prince Tarkus. The Golden Knight can operate freely in this time, and although a lot of his powers have been lost over the ages, he remains one of the most powerful beings of the Legendarium. The Golden Knight does not reveal himself as Nirmen in the events of the Order of 13. He keeps to the shadows and chooses to operate through agents and manipulation. It is uncertain whether he uses magic or not to manipulate those that come under his influence, but there is reason to believe that if he uses magical power, it is of no greater amount. The Golden Knight's goal is clear to those who follow him. He wants to restore Erakia, Magica, and Ainos to the Empire of Eryos and crown himself the Emperor of the Three Gods' lands. The Golden Knight would not bow down before his old master and god Eryos. Instead, he would serve himself and rule the lands free of godly intervention. The Golden Knight is believed to have the power to uplift the lesser people and make them elder through their magical connection to Sanctia. It is believed he would use this connection to revive the elders and wage war on those who do not have the connection and are unable to be uplifted. To achieve this goal, the Golden Knight strives to gain substantial political power and cause great instability in Eryos. He has made many attempts since the Elder Wars, but during the events of the Order of 13, he comes the closest to his goal at the Battle of Morthen, where he almost defeats Phelim's Sage forces. The Golden Knight sees his opportunity to divide Eryos into 3 warring states in the 2 brothers, Aedion and Phelim's Sage. The 2 of them and the Golden Knight's plan concerning them and the wars in Eryos will be discussed in another video, as it's too much to cover in this one. The Golden Knight is a malicious, cunning being that strives to ruin what the 3 gods created and rule their lands. The challenge to beat the gods in their own world has proved an enormous task for Nirmen over the ages he has spent trying to conquer all Eryos. In the Order of 13, he is the main antagonist of the story, and he is the one who causes the brothers Sage to declare war upon another, fulfilling his plan of causing a conflict between Erakia, Magica, and Ainos once more. I will not say whether the Golden Knight succeeds in his plan to rule Eryos in this video, as I'm still building his storyline and developing the character, but I wanted to share some information about one of my favorite characters from my The Order of 13 Legendarium. In the future, I might do a video discussing the Golden Knight's plan or more of his days in the Elder Wars. Until then, I leave you with a quote from the prologue of the Order of 13.